Totally. I mean, we had a million mental errors. It's just very disappointing. And and it's like we just all of a sudden quit playing defense. I mean, we played a really good first half, and like I said, and then offensively we didn't put people away. I mean, we've got two situations, and I mean, I thought we should have had 21, 24 points at half. It's really disappointing because I knew, all right, you let people hang around, and you're on the road, and it's a really talented team. It's a couple of plays. And then defensively, we go out there, and then we get up 21-6, and you're like, okay, we're getting control here, and then all of a sudden, 2 plays later, they score. 70-yard play. I mean, like, we got one person playing defense on the back end. This guy's running wide open, and it's just total bust. So that's mental, and that's coaching as well. It's on all of us. The safety read the signal wrong. And so he's down in the box. He's supposed to be middle field safety. He might have picked it off, or we sack him. So, I mean, heck, it's one thing. Like I said, there's some plays you just tip your hat. You just go, well, that was an unbelievable play. I mean, everybody's there, and so they hit the 70-yarder. Well, the next play, if you go back and look, we got like 9 people playing defense in the end zone, and I don't even know how the guy throws the ball in there and their guy catches it. It's unbelievable. Well, you just tip your hat and move on to the next play. All right. Sometimes the other team makes good plays, but it's the big play bust, and so that lets people back in games, and so we've got to stay focused and disciplined for 4 quarters and play 4 quarters of disciplined football, and people make plays, but let's don't let it be a result of just base stuff. I mean base stuff that we busted, and and then the flip side of it, offensively, we got a chance to put people away. We got to put them away, and that's the difference between offense and defense. Okay, it's 3rd and 1, no big deal, and we got a gap call, and we don't block a gap. I mean, we just completely. I mean, we're going to get more than 1 yard, but we just completely don't do a very basic thing. All right, by 2 people, a very basic. Well, that's okay. We'll just punt the ball. It's not like they scored, but on defense, you bust, it's a touchdown, and that's the difference between offense and defense. And so we've got to clean up some stuff on both sides. And we did some good things in special teams. I mean, the blocked field goal was huge, absolutely monstrous. So there's a lot of room for improvement, coaching and playing, and I don't have any doubt we'll get better.
If you're looking at consistency,
what's that?
How did you think Tanner and Denzel played, and is that competition pretty close right
now?
now?
And Nolan right now, to me, is really demonstrating that he can play high level for us. Really encouraged by what we've seen with him. And Kayvon made a couple mental mistakes, but man, what a relentless player he is. He's going, he missed some opportunities and things like that, but I just love his will to win and his effort, and he's going to get better. Same thing with Tanner. Tanner just sometimes will get undisciplined. He'll start staring in the backfield, and he's a guy that's got to be a disciplined player. But also did some good things. And Denzel, really encouraged with him. He had one really bad mental error, but the same thing. He's really starting to grow his confidence. That's why you see us playing those guys. I mean, we're playing them, in all situations because we have a lot of confidence in all 4 of them, and we're trying to grow our team because those 4 guys we think are ready to play and can play winning football for us. So sometimes you just got to kind of grow through it a little bit. But Denzel made a huge play on the ball over on their sideline down there going into the red zone. So he's definitely coming. But we made some mistakes for sure. But I'm pleased with all 4 of our safeties at this point.
If you're looking at consistency, you keep talking about inconsistency. Is there anybody at this point in the season that is playing consistent winning football or more consistent, or is it across the board?
We have several guys. We have a bunch of guys that I think, we got to 2 games, but we have several guys that I think have played very well in 2 games. A bunch of them, I talked about Hyde, I talked about Ankrum, two guys that really played very well for us. And then flip side on the defense, I think our defensive line is playing well, very consistent after 2 games. So I think Trayvon Mullen, very, very consistent player. So I mean, there's a lot of guys that I think fit that, but we need 11. It's hard to be great on offense and defense if you got 7 out of 11 or 8 out of 11, 5 out of 11 playing winning football. We need, and we don't ask anybody to be perfect. We have a winning grade is not 100%. We have a winning grade at each position, and we need to improve our consistency across the board on both sides of the ball and special teams.
Spires had a relatively good game. Had the 51-yarder and a few inside the 20, but on that last one that you really needed a good one, you had the 22 yards on the rugby punt. How close is it right now between Spires and Ken? Yeah, that was a disaster.
But I actually was very pleased with him. He punted the ball very well. We rugbyed the last one. Dexter didn't get his guy on the pump. Should have been blocked the pump before. And this came right up the middle on our shield, and we didn't block it. I don't know how they got it. I guess his eyes were closed because he should have blocked it. So right there at the end, they got no timeouts. We were trying to hold the ball a little bit and just kind of get it on the ground, work a little clock, kind of a safe play, try to negate a return at all, and have a field position with no timeouts, with not a lot of time. But it didn't work out. He rushed it. He thought that he had pressure and he didn't, and he rushed it and just kind of shanked it. So that wasn't how we intended it to be. I've known he was going to punt it 22 yards, not done something different, but hindsight's 20/20. But other than that, he played really well. I was very encouraged, and then we still do have competition there. Carson is competing every day, and we'll see how it continues to play out. But I thought that game looked like Will of last year, the first 3 quarters of the season. So that part was encouraging. It was just unfortunate on the last play. That was not good.
When it comes to helping players' families out in a hurricane type situation, what exactly are you allowed to provide? Like lodging and food? Or
Yeah. We can help for the immediate family. Is what we can help. I think last year they approved Trayvon's family came up, and I think they actually were able to stay with Brent last year. So there's just that's really good that you have the opportunity to help in those situations.
Kind
of common sense.
Along those same lines, I know y'all opened your facility to the Citadel last year. Have any of these coastal teams reached out? Would you be open to that again?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we help anybody that needs it, and I think Charleston Southern has reached out to Woody, and he mentioned that to me yesterday. They might come up maybe tomorrow and Thursday and practice. So yeah, we're more than willing to help anybody that we can.
A couple of weeks ago, you were talking about the identity of 2018 Clemson football. You want it to be special teams. Even though it's early in the season, do you think that's becoming more and more true, or is there some ways to go in that area?
Well, we've had 2 pretty solid games, so I'm encouraged by that. We did got 2 guys loose on kickoff. That one kickoff return the other night. That was disappointing, but we're improving. I mean, our coverage has been good for the most part, although we had 2 50-plus yard punts, and we got to clean up some technique. Cornell, for example, his effort was awesome down the field, and he's got a guy dead to rights, and he just didn't have good technique to finish the play, and instead, so we gave up 2.5 first downs on punt return, and that's critical. So we got to clean up some things for sure. But I like what we've done at field goal protection. Obviously, our push at field goal block, our effort has been awesome. It was a huge play in the game to block that field goal the other night. We've made a long kick. Hugo's been very consistent with his extra points, and then Potter has he's a young guy that has shown that he's got a pretty special leg. So at this point, after 2 games, I think our special teams have made a difference. Certainly the first game, we had 2 punt returns for 87 yards, we didn't really have a lot of opportunity the other night in punt return. Our kickoffs have been awesome. We've made field goals, and you know, again, I thought we punted. We didn't really punt the ball in the first game, but to the very end of the game. But I thought the other night, in a critical situation, our punts were pretty good. And we still averaged 40 a punt, and that was with a 22-yarder mixed in at the end. So far, so good.
How do you think Justin Foster and Xavier Thomas played?
Justin is, man, he's been a real bright spot in 2 games. He's another one of those guys you talked about. I mean, he's been very consistent, very encouraged. He's quietly put together a great camp and a very good 2 games, very productive. He's just kind of a lunch pail guy, man. Big motor, high effort, heavy-handed, physical, and just, you know, dependable. And then Xavier, we mixed him in on some third down stuff the other night, trying to get his speed in the game. I think the very first play he was in there, he had a hit on the quarterback. He's just going to get better. Pleased with him, 2 games. Got some special teams work as well with him. You'll continue to see that. So encouraged.
How about his coverage on the running back?
Well, you know, I'd rather not have him in coverage in that situation. I'd like for him to rush quarterback, but the call dictated that. We had a peel call, and the positive is he knew what to do, you know, and it wasn't bad. I mean, it was kind of probably could have gone either way. Ball kind of skipped a couple times. It wasn't going to be complete, but you know, he was where he was supposed to be. At least he was aware enough in that situation to attempt to do his job, you know, and make it on a peel call with that particular call defense that we had. But you know, we don't want to make a living with Xavier playing coverage. He can do it. I mean, and he will as he matures and grows up. He will for sure. He'll be able to cover anybody. That guy can fly. But right now we'll see if we can keep the game a little simpler for him and let him mature into his role.